So I woke up early this morning. Well, not as early as last week, because last week I was up at the sunrise. This week it was like 7. I guess the sun was still down, but I wasn't up and at 'em when the sun was down or just coming up. I woke up to go head to the local thrift store to purchase some last minute additions to my Halloween costumes. My friend and I are, my friends plural, are being state troopers. So if you've seen that movie, it's a pretty funny movie where these state troopers or cops go around and I guess cause havoc. So that's what we're gonna be. I don't know how our costume's gonna turn out, but my friend showed me a picture of his last night and his looked really sick. I don't know how mine's gonna be. I think mine's kind of patchy, but we'll see. I think it'll be fun. As long as I have fun, and as long as I look like I'm having fun, I think it'll be great. Okay, I am back from the thrift store. My mom asked me earlier if I could help her clean our rec room in the basement. Now that room is an absolute disaster. It used to be like a cool games room. We used to have a ping pong table. Actually, we still have a ping pong table. We used to have a foosball table, but that got broken, so we got rid of that. And now that's kind of like where everything goes, where you don't really have a spot for it upstairs. Because nobody really goes down there, and when we have company over, we don't go in the basement too much. So they don't really see how messy it is down there. That's where we keep like our camping stuff, our suitcases, extra mattresses, my mom's old teaching stuff. So it's just all over the place. There's a few closets and those are really messy. And my mom and I are now trying to clean it out. We did it a bit last week, but now we're trying to officially finish cleaning out our rec room in the basement. We are done cleaning the rec room. It actually went a little bit faster than I thought. There's still a few things that have still to be done, like the one closet still got a lot of boxes that my mom's got to go through for her class, but for the most part it's clean. That area, as my mom and I were cleaning, we started talking about what we can use it for, and I was thinking about using that area to potentially make my videos, because right now I'm in my room and it's pretty small, I guess. It's not too exciting, there's not much on the walls, but if I went down there I could make some cool things on the walls. Also, I am learning to dance, so I could potentially set up a mirror there and practice and stuff there. I also am thinking about picking up the guitar. Again, I've tried it a few times, but never really been consistent with it. And I can practice down there. So there's a lot of things that I could do down there. Right now, a lot of it's in my room, and I don't really want to be in my room that much anymore, so I want to kind of transition down there. So hopefully in the next few weeks that can start to happen, and it's going to be great. So since November is just around the corner, and from what I've noticed and what studies have shown is that November is one of the more depressing months of the year. And I also find during this time period a lot more people are complaining, are down, and so I want to talk about kind of how to revert that and get out of the complaining mentality and have November be a positive month instead of the negative month that it is currently. I find today, and I'm working on this too, that a lot of people like to complain. They complain about their situation, they complain about what's going wrong in their life, but they don't have any action plan to try to fix that problem. And yes, everybody has their own battles, they're all going through their own issues, but one thing I do know is that complaining won't help solve the problem. Complaining will actually make it worse. And the reason is, so in the brain, there are these things called synapses, and when you have a thought or you make a decision, a synapse will fire, I guess, a message that will be sent to another synapse. And the first time you do it, the distance between the two synapses is long. But as you increasingly start to do that, or have that same thought, or make that same decision, or I guess in this instance, complain, the distance between those two synapses will gradually decrease. And the reaction time between the message firing will be a lot shorter. And it will be a lot easier to do that. And how does that transition outside of the brain and into, I guess, real life? When you complain, the first time you complain, I don't even know when the first time I did it because it was a long time ago, but when you do it for the first time, it's not a habit. But as you continuously complain or continuously do an action, it becomes a lot easier to do it because you gradually start to form a habit. And not only that, but by complaining or doing an action over and over again, you're actually more likely to do it again if you continuously do it, because the connection in the brain is it's getting a lot stronger. And of course, as humans, we like to go the path of least resistance. So if it's easier to do that one task, we are going to do it. And if we continually complain, it will be a lot easier to do it in the future, and we are more likely to do it. People who complain and are negative a lot like to hang out with people of a similar mindset. And generally speaking, when somebody is complaining or is negative and is telling the other person about their problems, they want, I guess, the other person to feel sorry for them, which in turn, in a weird way, makes that person feel better about themselves for that short instance. But then that instance only lasts a certain period, and once that's gone, then they have to go and complain to somebody else to get that gratification back. And something that I've noticed is that most people, it's not everybody, but most people don't like to hear other people complain. For me personally, when somebody starts complaining, I kind of like become more reserved, and I don't really want to talk to them anymore, because it's not fun to talk to somebody when they're all down. I'd much rather talk to somebody who is positive and who's got goals and is excited about their goals and is excited about what they're doing, as opposed to someone who's like, oh, I have a problem and I can't do this and my job sucks and like that. So instead of complaining and looking at the negative side of your situation, what you should be doing is focusing on the positive side. So for instance, like I said, if you don't like your job, sure, that might sound bad, but I'm sure there are things that you can think about your job that you do like. 1, you get paid. 2, you have benefits. 3, you work with cool people. 4, it is relatively close to your home. I'm sure there's so many things you can think about that are good about your job. And if you really don't like your job, what you could do is take the necessary steps to look for another job within that same industry or within a whole new industry. So whatever your situation is, what you should be doing instead of complaining is looking at the other side and being positive and looking for a solution that you can work towards. So during the month of November, let's turn that negative association that often goes along with the month and make it positive by thinking about the good things that are in your situation and the positive things instead of reverting back to the negative and complaining aspect. And if you like my video and want to hear more, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you had any comments about how you stopped complaining and started looking at the positive side, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below.